Opening in theaters this week from Lionsgate Films is the action sequel John Wick Chapter 4, and here's my review. With the John Wick franchise, director Chad Stahelski and its principal writer Derek Kolstad put together an entertaining series of films out of a simple premise of a secret assassin seeking revenge. They managed to work thanks to the well-choreographed action and the fascination surrounding this hidden society of trained killers. The fourth movie continues the impressive fight and action choreography, with Stahelski finding new and inventive ways to portray the action. However, it also does feel like the concept of this League of Assassins may have run its course at this point. Part of what makes the John Wick character so intriguing is how simply defined he is. The first movie was particularly good at setting him up in the early scenes, so we already understand his whole ordeal when he goes after the criminals. Keanu Reeves was a solid bit of casting with his stoic acting style, but fitting a character with little dialogue. However, they also surrounded him with always reliable actors like Ian McShane and Lawrence Fishburne. The filmmakers have continued to expand on the world with each subsequent installment and take the action to even greater heights. Those interested in wild action will find plenty of that in Chapter 4. Like the previous films, this sequel is an example of how to make gunfights actually exciting. Most action films that opt for scenes with guns give us shootings in hallways, which can get old and boring quickly. Stahelski mixes them with various kinds of fight choreography, leading to a different sort of energy. Among the highlights of Chapter 4 include an action sequence in Osaka Hotel, where it successfully cuts between multiple participants, and a scene where we see the action from overhead. A sequence of the stairway also successfully mixes the action with a surprising amount of humor. Where this film underwhelms is in the scenes in between the action. John Wick Chapter 4 runs almost 3 hours, and it does not earn that lengthy runtime. The conversations between the characters where the film most sags, as what they're saying is not particularly interesting. They mostly exist as a connecting thread between the action. You have appearances from Bill Skarsgård and Clancy Brown as members of the secret organization, but they're not required to do anything more than appear menacing. Meanwhile, Scott Adkins plays an antagonist who would be more at home going up against Batman or James Bond rather than the world created for John Wick. The whole reason for the plot unfolding and the globetrotting ultimately feels secondary to putting together the action sequences. John Wick Chapter 4 is a tricky film to take a stand on because of how well it does the action. The action sequences are the main reason people go to see a John Wick film, and the filmmakers have come up with plenty of great ones, with the movie truly coming alive during those moments. However, there's not that much investment in the various characters and their secret hitman group this time around. One wonders if the idea has gone as far as it could have, and considering the simple narrative, there's a leaner film hidden somewhere in these 2 hours and 49 minutes. One's enjoyment of John Wick Chapter 4 might come down to whether you're here purely for action or you're intrigued by the world developed in the previous films.